Hello everybody, my name is Jessica. I am a licensed counselor, art therapist, and clinical trauma professional. I'm out here at the JC Foundation Violet Flame Enlightenment Healing Center in Clinton Township. I'm going to tell you a pretty awesome story about an incident that happened to me with anxiety. If you have questions, you feel free to ask in the comments and I'd be glad to reply. Or if you want to come in and see me, come on in, give me a call. I'm now accepting sessions by Skype, so just give me a call to set up an appointment. Anyways, so as I talked about in our last video, trauma and PTSD experiences can be inherited through our DNA. There is DNA memory, and that's why so many people have genetic illnesses, mental health illnesses, depression and such, anxiety. But I'm here to tell you, through my experience, that dealing with this and following the trigger, you can heal, okay? And it's a pretty amazing experience when you learn to trust and pay attention to yourself. It literally altered my whole world perception. So I met this gentleman I knew nothing about, and he seemed very, very familiar to me. It was almost like deja vu, but it was too real. Like I was trying to pull out memories of maybe where I could have known him from or met him. He started to seem, like he looked like people in my family in a little bit of a way, but that conversation was very short. But after a couple days of getting to know him, all of a sudden I had a severe anxiety attack. And it was kind of embarrassing, as I didn't know where it was coming from, except for the fact that I had PTSD at one time from a abusive situation that I was in. But with my knowledge as a therapist and my knowledge of DNA memory, I was able to listen to myself and listen to the racing thoughts and what they were saying and focus in. Some people call it tapping in. And I followed them and followed the urges, what it was telling me to do, which was to research. And my research started with me researching my last name and this gentleman's last name, because I was really trying to make this connection. And so as I did so, I found some pretty awesome things. One, this book. This is my last name, and this is an author who wrote this book and came out about a year ago about how the Cottrells, who were pioneers, how the ancestral lineage started in the United States. And I found a story in here with a gentleman with my last name and a woman with his last name, and how they were married in the family, and how that family started the Cottrell lineage in America. And now that was pretty interesting to me, but it goes deeper than that. I also, upon more research, found images of people such as this boy who looks almost identical to the man that I'm referring to. And as I researched about this boy, he was born to a family with my last name. The parents died, and he went into an orphanage, and other family with this gentleman's last name went and adopted him. So I am under the impression that my PTSD was triggered by this gentleman. The memory of his characteristics or just being in his presence tells me that something traumatic happened in history with our bloodlines. And it was so impactful that when it sprung on me, it literally almost crippled me for a day. And that realization brought me to the point to where I was so open and focused on what was happening in the present moment. I realized how not only can we pull out memory of trauma from our DNA, but we can also pull out memory of knowledge. And I started researching articles on ancestral memory, such as this one. There are many out there if you want to look them up. There's anime out there that talks about ancestral invocation, where you can pick an ancestor and pull out the superpowers that they have, etc., etc. But what I'm trying to tell you now is that this experience brought me knowledge from my ancestors. So much knowledge during a week of time that I was so overwhelmed by it that I sat and I wrote pages upon pages of the information. And that inherently is why I am doing what I'm doing. This invocation of ancestral memory, some people also like to call it mediumship, or tapping in to the Akashic field records, like some conscious intuitive psychics do. And so there's many theories on this subject. It's just in different generations, in different areas of the world, in different time frames, we called it different things. But there is more to it than what I'm able to tell you in this short video, but I can give you my knowledge and help you sort through your anxiety and pull out information about who you are as I work with you in my therapy techniques that I created based on my own experiences. So given that, if you do have questions, like I said, give me a call. This is very interesting to me, and I'd be glad to help you. Anxiety isn't really all that bad after all sometimes. In fact, these alert signals are there for us for a reason. This is survival. We need to know who we are. We need to know our purpose here on this planet, and this is the first step. Thank you.